So okay, you know what it's like. I get the thing out of the box because I wanted to look at it, and once it's out of the box I have a look, put it back in the box and think, oh sod it, I'll build it. So the same afternoon I did build the DIY camera. So this isn't really going to be a review as such, it's just going to talk about a bit what it was to build it and how it was to build it and what I did with it. You will need a few more tools. They give you a screwdriver. That screwdriver doesn't fit all the screws that they provide with it, so you need another screwdriver, probably a pair of pliers, a pair of tweezers to pick up the little fiddly bits, a knife to cut out the bits out like the model kit stuff, and yeah, just some time. Now the whole idea of building it, I think it's just having something to build. It is a full manual camera, but I don't really need a manual camera. So it was a case of really just building it for something to do, give you a bit of a hobby and understand how they work. Which meant, of course, there are certain bits of it. I mean, I built it exactly as they told me to. There was a bit I found whilst I was building it around the film winder that winds the film on. It didn't seem to lock into place very well. I thought that's a bit strange, but I'd done everything it's supposed to have done, so I put it together and thought, well, maybe if you put it all together, it will click into place when it's all together, and that won't be a problem. Unfortunately, it is a problem because it doesn't really do it. As I said, I didn't really build it for that purpose, to use it as a manual camera, because I've got quite a few film cameras. I've got about 3 film cameras if I ever needed them anyway. So of course the finished product doesn't actually look too bad. You've got some like stickery bits on it to make it look sort of leathery or leather effect, stickers and stuff. The viewfinder situation's a bit weird because it's sort of, you look down into this bit at the top, you sort of look into that, and that gives you the field of view. Now the thing is, it is really like a pinhole camera. It's got a 50mm lens, no zoom, there's no aperture control, no exposure control, no shutter speed or anything like that, so it's just point and you get what you get. The bit where you wind the film on, the bit that I said isn't working properly, is this thing here. So you sort of wind it on, hopefully you've got somewhere with it, and then press the button. So realistically it's going to be more like a model or something that will go on the shelf in the background. I'll stick it up and say, look, I've built it, I understand how they work and how it is to build one. It's in the background, it sits on the shelf. I'm not going to really use it. It's got a film in it at the moment. I'm not sure how that's going to come out because the winder doesn't work. It might be sort of half exposures or double exposures, or half a picture here, half a picture there. Might be a right mess. But it really wasn't built for that purpose to use, because of course I've got the SLR Pentax, which I can change the lenses on. I've got the Sony, which I can change the lenses on, and I've got the Sony Z1 when I'm here, and I've got other various digital cameras should I need to be taking pictures all over the place. Panasonic, another Sony, GoPro, there's all sorts. So I don't need it for photography. It was just a case of having it, something to build, something to do. It's made by a company called Lumography. Now Lumography are very well known for making weird cameras. They make some cameras that do like 3D pictures, or they do one that does 9 pictures in one when you take them. Another thing they're known for is sort of having weird effects. So if you look up Lumography on Instagram, you'll see sometimes they have a very sort of strange, pale, pastel-y look to some of their images. Their images are a bit arty. They're not straightforward, ordinary pictures that they do. So they're known for that. But as I said, this is just a fun thing. Toy, it's alright. For a laugh, it's worth building. And the other thing with film cameras is I've got to find somebody who develops the pictures. I've got quite a few films left over from my dad, so there's films in a box. I've got black and white, ordinary and slide film. It's just a case of finding somebody. I don't know who develops it now or how much it is to develop it. I know you used to send stuff off in the post for a few quid, so I'll have a look around, see what I can get done, and see if I can get stuff from this developed and see what it looks like. Who knows, you never know. And then I might play with the other manual cameras I've got, because I've got a few spare films. If I can find someone to develop them, I might get the other film cameras out and see what happens. I will next, of course, get round to building the Lego. I keep saying it, another thing I've got to do. It'll be easier than building that, to be honest with you, so yeah, I ought to be getting on with that, shouldn't I? It's cold. Yeah, so I'm going to stick a link to that manual camera down there, and as I said, at some point I'll find somebody to do the pictures. I think some boots do them, but I don't know for definite. Whilst I'm here, do you remember last year or so I did the videos about the Hollywood in Margate, filming a Hollywood film? Well, the film has now been completed. It's called The Empire of Light. Now out. I haven't seen it yet. It did have its premiere recently here with some of the stars with the red carpet event. Olivia and the other people in the film turned up here, including the director, to actually sort of open the film for the locals. And when I say here, I mean the Carlton Cinema in Westgate behind me, because they had a red carpet and everything. A few people have seen it, some people have mixed reviews, so I'm definitely going to watch it, I definitely want to see it. It's just, some people like it, some people don't, some people, oh, it's not enough of the local area. Well, it's not about that, is it? So we'll have a look at it and see how it goes. And also, whilst I'm here, I'm going to try and get myself a 2023 calendar, because my Sunderland 2022 calendar, which I ordered way back in 21, never ever arrived. I did keep asking her, but it doesn't matter how many money went to charity, so I wasn't too bothered, to be fair. But I do fancy getting one for this year, because I've still got the 2021 pug on the wall, for some strange reason.
That didn't work.
Okay, to be fair, I might have left that a bit too late, eh? It's sort of mid-January and they're gone.
And treat each other right.
Fuck me, fucking traffic. It's quiet down here.